The Lakers pick up their third straight double-digit win. They've now won 5 of 6, and they're 7 games over 500 for the first time all season. They dominated the Warriors in the second half. Huge AD game, great balanced attack. Vando returns, and like we saw in the Boston game, fellas, defense wins the day. Steph scoreless in the second half.
Yeah. I thought the Lakers, mentality going into this game was that they knew they had to win another game. After, playing well against Boston, winning that game, they're moving in the right direction, getting some players back, stability with the defense particularly. And I thought AD's dominance, we said before the game that there's nobody on the Golden State team that could be matched up against him. He proved us to be right. But along with the rest of the players, they all had pluses in the plus-minus departments, which means that they were really playing well. 29 assists. I think they shot 54% from the field, a lot of free throws. So overall good game for the Lakers from start to finish, and they seem to be connected and understand the importance of the game. Steph, I think the tape on his thumb had something to do with his shooting tonight, but still they did a good job of making sure that he, didn't feel better. So I thought it was a great game overall, good win on the road. Keep it going.
I'll tell you what, Geet, James, coming into tonight, the Lakers were 22nd in defensive rating. There is no way they remain a bottom 10 team in defense if they keep playing like they have the past 2 games. Gabe picked up a few fouls. That was the end of that.
By the way. You called that during the week, didn't you?
I'm like, that's a really good defensive team. And sure, James, like you said, Steph, okay, 0 for 8 second half. You had to retape the thumb, whatever was going on there. But Max Christie,
again,
he gave Steph fits.
A lot of it had to do with the defensive presence. You're right.
Yeah, so, I mean, these are nice wins that the Lakers are stacking up back-to-back. The Washington win, whatever. And by the way, look at their next 3 games. You got Charlotte, you got Philly, and you've got Washington. Those teams coming into today were a combined 61 games below 500. I'm sensing like a turning of the corner for this team right now.
Yeah, and this is the longest road trip of the year, right, Brez? 6 games, so they're now 1-0 on this road trip. Amazing. Let's go back to the Bay. Austin Reaves with Mike Trudell.
Okay, Austin, a pretty comprehensive victory for you here in Golden State. A strong second half. What did you see as being the key difference tonight?
I think we're continuing to play the game the right way. That's the biggest factor for us when we do that. And I feel like we're a tough team to beat. Sticking to the game plan, playing the game the right way, and trusting one another, making shots, missing shots, continuing to do the right thing.
I feel like you now have an alley-oop to LeBron in about 8 straight games. It's probably not quite that much, but it does seem to be something you look for.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it a million times. I've seen someone trolling me and Bron, or really me, for throwing a lob to Bron because he's 40, and it was a situation where he got bumped off his pad, couldn't jump, looked crazy. I will say that, but anytime he's got an opportunity to go get it, I have full trust in him to do that. We're walking out of the timeout. Wasn't something I was thinking about. He came over to me and goes, look for the lob at first, and if not, I'll spin back and get it. The lob was open.
Okay, so that wasn't necessarily drawn up from an ATO. You just kind of talked to LeBron. Once you saw he had Wiggins going the other way?
Yeah, no, that wasn't an ATO. It was actually not the play at all. And everybody talks about his IQ, and he came to me and told me to look for it, and it was open. So I don't take any credit for it. It was all him, and he can still jump real high.
I'll give you a little credit, though. The pass was nice. All right, want to move on to Jared Vanderbilt. Hadn't played in about a calendar year. That game at Boston where you guys win and play really well, he played really well, and he almost looked like he hadn't missed any time. He was pretty effective, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. We missed having him out there. He's somebody that plays the game the right way, plays hard every single possession, and it's going to give us second chance opportunities. We're going to get more steals with him out there because he's so active, hell of a defender. So not having him hasn't been fun, but getting him back, he looked really, really good.
All right, Austin, you started the trip off the right way. Go get some ice on there, right?
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
All right, great interview right there, Mike Trudell and Austin Reaves. We'll start with AD, guys. I think you guys talked about it a lot in the pregame show. You're going to have a lot of three-point attempts from this Golden State Warriors team. No Kuminga, no Draymond Green. That's how they were going to try to beat the Lakers, but there was no answer for Anthony Davis. And when he gets to the free throw line like he did 12 times and hits 10 of them, there was no answer for him. He ended up with 36 points, 13 rebounds, 4 stocks. And what was so great, when you get into that fourth quarter, big game, milking that pick and roll with LeBron and AD.
Yeah. When you got bread and butter like that, it's a beautiful thing to have down the stretch. Dominating in the paint, dominating, defensively, rebounding. He just took advantage of what Golden State didn't have, and that was a defender that could stop him tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 36 points in 36 minutes, James. He's not doing a great job of saying he's not as good at center as he is at power forward. I mean, that was his
man.
Yeah, that was the big discussion over the last few days. AD saying pretty publicly, look, I prefer to play the 4. I want to play the 4. He looked pretty good at the 5 tonight. Yeah. They had no chance against AD tonight. And the Lakers, good for them for attacking the weakness, attack the mismatch. Mm-hmm. And, wow, there were a couple times where it was AD and LeBron going up against Post and Santos in the 2-man game. I think I know who I want in that one. I think I know who's going to win that one.
Big game. I love the balance in this game, just from the production standpoint, even the bench, just everybody chipping in. Gabe Gibbons 7. We'll talk Vando in a minute because I want to give him his love. Dorian Finney-Smith getting 8 points, right? The other 5 guys, including Dalton Connect, all in double figures. But the ball was moving, shooting 54%, 29 assists. 19 of those are coming from Austin Reaves and LeBron James. Those guys were outstanding tonight of taking care of the basketball, making the right reads, great vision, and also scoring. Yeah, 25 and 16 respectively.
I mean, look, anytime you can get plus 20 points off your bench too, that's pretty good for the Lakers. But LeBron with the ball in his hands, 12 assists, only 3 turnovers for him. Anytime you handle the ball that much and only get 3 turnovers, that's pretty good. You're going to need some other guys to hit some big shots, along with the dominant play that LeBron and AD will be, demonstrating for us. But I'm loving to see the confidence of Max and guys like that being assertive on the offensive end when we need buckets.
You know what I liked about LeBron and AD tonight? They had fun. Earlier in the season, the Lakers were looking good, and they seemed to be laughing a lot, joking around on the court. I feel like we saw a return to that tonight. And maybe it's because of the Dorian Finney-Smith trade. Maybe it's because Jared Vanderbilt is back after almost 360 days of being on the shelf. I mean, it seemed like a renewed Laker effort, and I've covered so many of these Grammy trips, championship teams, non-championship teams. It can be tough. You want to start out with a W in that first one. Yeah. And not only was it a W, it was a resounding W. Like, I felt like they were up pretty much the entire second half. The Golden State, good team, made a couple little runs there, but Lakers, I was really impressed by what they did in that opener of the 6-game trip.
If you don't follow the Lakers like we do, or Laker fans, and you kind of look at the box score, you might see Vando with 2 points, maybe a +6. You might gloss over it and not think much. But for us who cover this team religiously and for our jobs, to not have him for an entire year, and not sure when he's coming back, and constantly talking about it, and then feeling weird by saying, well, when Vando comes back, because you can't really put a price on his value, right? Because the things he does in a basketball game, James, you're a championship player. You just have to have those guys on every single team. Yeah. 12 minutes, the impact was there. 4 rebounds, 3 steals, the 2 assists.
You really understand what an extra possession is. If he runs down a loose ball, a 50-50 ball, and give you an extra possession when you really need it, it really is a lift for the team, or a charge, or just a deflection. Just little things like that. And, he can score on occasion, too. He's one of those... like a scavenger in a fish tank. He gets everything around that nobody else really wants to eat, and he just does it night in after night. You don't see it in the box score as much, but defensively, man, he's a hound. Yeah. And opponents don't get their scores easily against him, and that makes a big difference when he's on the floor. As a teammate, when you got somebody back that has your back like that, man, it makes a big difference.
Really well said. And Brez, I feel like we see other teams with these type of players, and we're always like, just got to get Vando back because it's going to make us a little bit different. He's the one guy that can do these things. It's why you and I lost confidence last year at the end of the year in terms of them making that deep run they did the year before, because we just didn't have that player that can play like that.
I can't believe he set out pretty much an entire year, and he looked the way he did. I thought he played about 8 minutes, so he even beat my expectations in that category. And you know what Jared Vanderbilt is not? He's not a good fantasy basketball player.
Yeah, he's not 40 minutes, 25 points. Yeah.
And you know how towards the end of the show we always have, hey, here are the 4 guys who played really well tonight and scored 30 points. And then we have the impactors,
Yes.
big games impactors. Jared Vanderbilt is not in that first group. He's not with Anthony Edwards. You know, he's not with Kevin Durant or whatever. He's an impactor. And tonight he absolutely put that on display. Really impressed by his first game since February 1st of last year.
Yeah, he's the glue.